As the 2018-19 NBA season's less than a month away, many players will be trying to make huge names for themselves, while some will look to bounce back after dealing with injuries last season, looking to earn huge contracts. How's it going, guys? My name's Wilson. A few superstars have had serious injuries in the past. The time Chris Paul only played 45 games in the 2009-2010 season, suffered a torn meniscus, while Steph Curry only played 26 games his third season, battered by ankle injuries, became one of the best players of his generation. A bunch of current NBA players have been forgotten over the last few months after missing many games in the 2017-18 season, but here are 7 players who will strongly bounce back from injuries heading into the 2018-19 NBA season. Starting with Kawhi Leonard. Stating the obvious, Leonard only played 9 total games in the 2017-18 season with San Antonio. After dealing with a quad injury the start of last season, having a strange relationship with the Spurs organization, Kawhi had to be traded out of San Antonio, going north to Toronto. Spending the summer working out, playing pickup ball, even trained with Kobe Bryant recently. At 27 years old, the 6'7" small forward will be entering his prime years and is expected to return back to his normal self as the best two-way player in the game. As of right now, the Claw is one of the biggest sleepers for MVP this coming season. If DeMar DeRozan can lead the Raptors to a franchise record 60 wins as the best player on the team, Kawhi Leonard can definitely do that as a way better basketball player. Before his injury last season, Leonard was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year winner, edged out Kevin Durant in making All-NBA First Team both 2016 and 2017, put up 25.5 points in 33 minutes on a 61-win Spurs team. Of course, the ongoing rumors on where Leonard might end up in the summer of 2019, Clipper fans are praying hard right now, but in reality, there's a full 82-game season that still has to be played. The Raptors with Leonard has a chance to make some noise amongst the best teams in the East, a huge opportunity for him to do something special up north. Gordon Hayward. After suffering a devastating leg injury in the very first game of last season, the 28-year-old small forward says he's basically 100% healthy, made significant progress, getting back to 5-on-5 action. The 6'7" small forward will be looking to start his second debut with the Celtics. The season before Boston, Hayward played his best basketball with the Jazz, averaged just under 22 points, 5.5 rebounds on a 51-win team that made it to the second round as the best player on that team. On the second year of his 4-year, $128 million deal, a healthy Hayward alongside Kyrie Irving makes Boston by far the most stacked team in the East, especially with Jason Tatum showing promise as a potential superstar in the making, Jaylen Brown as a very solid starting shooting guard. It'll be very interesting to see what lineup Brad Stevens will draw on the consistent basis. Nonetheless, Boston will be a problem for the rest of the NBA. Mike Conley, one of the most underappreciated players of this decade, the 6'1" point guard recently started playing some 5-on-5 after missing all but 12 games following left heel surgery. The soon-to-be 31-year-old point guard is just a year removed from his averages of 20.5 points, 6.3 assists. We all remember Memphis being atrocious last season, going 22-60. Now with their starting point guard healthy, the team's going to push for another playoff run, as Conley will be on the 3rd year of his 5-year, $153 million contract. The Grizzlies don't own a first-round pick in 2019, so you can bet they will go all out competing in the Western Conference. Isaiah Thomas. After fighting through injuries much of last season, the 5'9" point guard wasn't really given a chance in Cleveland or in LA. Coming off a serious hip injury, many people are already counting out IT, believing his great days in Boston are long gone. Him rushing back trying to prove a point last season cost him a max contract, had to settle for a 1-year, $2 million veteran's minimum. Frustrated and motivated to succeed, Thomas has been doubted on for much of his career. Being drafted last, from playing in Sacramento to Phoenix, he was always an excellent scorer. Finally had his opportunity to shine in Boston, even averaging close to 29 points, finished 5th for MVP voting. One thing we can never doubt is his toughness, as this coming season will prove to be the most important one of his career. If he ever wants to earn big money, you bet IT's not gonna let it slip away. Zach LaVine, the 23-year-old shooting guard's on the rise and becoming one of the brightest promising young stars. Coming back from an ACL injury, LaVine averaged 16.7 points in 24 games last season, showing flashes of greatness, getting his explosiveness back, working on his game relentlessly every day from 9 in the morning until the sun goes down. His huge contract of 4 years, $78 million will be paid very close attention to around the league. As for next season, there is every reason to be optimistic for Bulls fans. Jeremy Lin. After rupturing his right patella tendons in the opening game for the Nets last season, Brooklyn traded him to the Atlanta Hawks, where he'll have a fresh start to reinvent himself. Even though the Linsanity days feels like decades ago, Jeremy Lin, just like Isaiah Thomas, has always been counted out for much of their careers. Lin still has the chance to prove why he's a very good NBA player if he stays healthy. The Hawks are realistically one of the worst teams in the NBA, and Lin right now is clearly the best player on that roster, showing flashes of brilliance during his first year with Brooklyn, averaged 14.5 points, 5 assists, and only 24 minutes of action in 36 games. The 30-year-old point guard, who will be a mentor to rookie Trae Young, as the Hawks will likely have both of them in the backcourt together at times, will be on the final year of his 3-year, $36 million contract before becoming an unrestricted free agent next summer. No matter what happens, Jeremy Lin will simply leave everything on the basketball court. I can see Jeremy average around 16 points a game and 5 assists, something to cheer up Hawks fans as the team continues to rebuild. Markelle Fultz. Whether last season was a legitimate shoulder injury or the cause of an off-the-court incident, his rookie season simply didn't go as planned. The former first overall pick had a full summer working out on his body and jump shot. Simply can't get any worse than last season, where he shot 47.5% on free throws, averaged 7.1 points in 14 games. Due to the emergence of Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, Fultz will not be in the spotlight as much as those guys. As long as he can become a solid contributor, even perhaps start at shooting guard, the 20-year-old has unique talent. With a 6'10 wingspan and excellent leaping ability, he'll have plenty to prove, especially seeing all the great players from his rookie class. Many people believe Fultz can win Most Improved Player, had a triple-double in the only game he played more than 25 minutes last season, the youngest to ever do it. A promising sign for the rising sophomore, as him and Gordon Hayward have been working out together this past summer, both looking for a strong comeback season. Those are the 7 players who I think will bounce back in the 2018-19 NBA season. Out of all these guys, who do you think will come back the strongest? Who won't bounce back? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. I talk NBA comparisons, amazing storylines, NBA history, and anything basketball that will interest you. If you love the NBA, subscribe to my channel. More great stuff coming soon. See you next time.